Jen. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Welcome back, everybody, to the Plantastic Events podcast. Here, brought to you by Eventini. We have such a cool guest today, Amanda from Amanda's BarBeeQue. She's been making barbecue for a while. I think 20. What was the year she said she started?
17, I believe.
2017, and has just like not only pulled off, I think this is one of the most crazy dreams that a lot of people have. It's like, I want to have a food truck or I want to
hmm
like be a professional cook. And she's actually done it and she just keeps succeeding.
Yeah. And I was excited. Well, I'm excited about this conversation because there's not many people that know how to balance the hustle and the business and also the customer experience. And she seems to have that nailed down,
She,
especially like in busy environments. And I think that's super important and very uh, beneficial for other people to hear how she does it.
yeah, I think it's really amazing. Her energy, both she just takes care of every part of the process with her customers. So I'm excited to hear about that. I think it's really inspiring too. It definitely helped me
Yeah.
feel good. So shall we jump into it?
Yeah, let's jump in.
All right, here
Here's
we
the
go with
interview with Amanda. Yep.
Amanda's barbecue.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Plantastic Events podcast. I'm here, Will, here with Jennifer. Say hi, Jennifer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back.
And we have with us Amanda from Amanda's BarBeeQue in Atlanta. We are super excited to talk to you about this. Jen and I have both done stuff with events, selling all kinds of things, but neither of us have a food background. And not only are you a really good cook, but you figured out how to do that thing that so many people want to do. You've turned it into a successful business. And I mean, like you're making it happen. So tell us about yourself. Tell us where you are so people can find you, and then tell us a little about your work.
Okay, thank you. My name is Amanda Kinsey Joplin. I'm the founder and CEO of Amanda's BarBeeQue. We got our start in 2017, but the business is located now. We just got a restaurant. We will be in Fayetteville, Georgia. And what did I say? Yeah, we started in about 2017 with our business. And we started with the little $129 smoker to now transitioning into a restaurant.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
I've talked to
Congratulations.
yeah, that's a
Thank
yes.
you.
Yes. I've interviewed a few different people who make food, and the dream is to turn into a business, but the dream is to have a restaurant. I can't
Right.
That's amazing. So how was that going from doing it mobile to getting an actual brick and mortar place?
It was challenging. It was a lot of hard work. I started out doing festivals through Eventini. They the one gave me my first festival. It was so funny because they asked like for my portfolio and can they see my setup? And here I am with this little grill in front of my garage. Like, okay, well, I'll go sit on this picture. And it was like, yeah, well, that ain't quite what we wanted. But I did get my first yes. And my first yes from Eventini allowed so many other partnerships with other companies that's on there.
That's
So
Nice.
amazing.
like, yeah, so now like I just get invited to a lot of festivals on now versus that me having to go in there and apply.
Oh, wow. So did
Yeah.
you have a food truck or like a tent?
So at first I had the $129 smoker, and then I got a tent because I made a little money. So I went and got a 10 by 10 pink tent. And that's what I did the festivals with.
That's awesome.
Wow,
Mhm.
it's so cool.
Our first festival through Eventini was the Delonica Festival. It was their 4th of July festival, and it was like 2 hours away from Atlanta. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it because they told me yes. I loaded up both of my cars and we went up there and rocked out in our tent, in our smoker.
Oh, that's awesome. So what if you had to say that there was one thing that you learned from that you took with you until now, what would that be?
I would say patience.
Okay.
You got to have patience. to get to where you want to be. I guess it will be a twofold thing. I say patience and perseverance.
Yeah.
They helped me got to where I'm at today.
That's awesome. Yeah, perseverance. I think that's something that, in my opinion, and that entrepreneurs, small business owners, that we persevere. We work hard, and it's a 24/7 thing. It doesn't turn off. And so you
Mm-mm.
have to be that way, and you have to, and I think sometimes that's where I get super frustrated, is I get down on myself and I'm not patient with myself, but I'm
Mhm.
patient with everybody else. And I think that's
Right.
so important, is having that patience and that perseverance and knowing that it'll come. You just got to keep pushing and keep grinding. And that,
You
I think that's
do.
very important.
Yes. You keep grinding and you will start building relationships.
Hmm.
Like that's another thing. Like when we did our first festival, we did so well. We wanted to do another big festival, but they was like, yeah, you're not quite there yet, because we didn't have the numbers on social media and all of that. But through Event Tenny, they was like, oh, you have a reference. And I was like, I got one. And that reference just kept going. So it's just like relationships too. It all works together though.
That's
For
amazing. So how do you decide on the events that are best for you? Do you still do events or no?
I do. I
Okay.
love being amongst the people. Now we have a food truck, but I still love being in those crowds because I mean, people in food, everybody likes to eat, but
Yeah.
I like to fellowship with the people that's at these
Oh,
events because it creates other relationships outside of festivals. They'll be like, okay, are you going to be at this festival, Amanda's BarBeeQue? And we'll be like, yes. And then next thing you know, I'm feeding their corporate company or I'm there doing their wedding and baby shower. So it's just the connections and that they just keep building. So
that's awesome, and that's a really good point too. Is create, like, building that relationship with the people that are there, because a lot of people just turn and burn and get through them. But I
mhm.
love that you slow down and talk to the people. I think
Oh,
that's
wow. I
amazing.
come off my truck in a minute. I come off my truck to take pictures and ask the guests, are they liking their food? I just love it. And it
Coming
doesn't
from
matter the size of a festival either. Like I like all festivals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
coming from the marketing side, I've got to say it's the hardest thing to remember. It's to take pictures. So you've got something like show off.
Right,
It helps so much though when you stop and go, all right, I got to prove that I did this, or I've got to talk to these people and build this connection and get that feedback. Because that's the
right,
other thing about doing it in person in front of people. It's
right,
so rare that you can say, is this good? And you can
right.
kind of tell if someone's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. You're like,
Uh,
tell me, come on, tell me what's going on
But
here.
but when you build those relationships, when you do these festivals and you go out and you actually care about the clients that's coming up to your event, they will get the word out for you. They'll take a picture because they so eager. They feel like they have that relationship with you. Like, yeah, I bought your food, but yes, this business owner really do care about me. So I mean, they'll do the marketing for us. Even if I forget to take a picture or my phone full of rib grease, they'll snap a sandwich and share it on their social media, or we'll take a picture together and then they'll show it on social media, and then more relationships are formed via their outlets. So it just all
Wow.
in works together.
Yeah, that's
I love
beautiful.
that. I,
So you have a food truck now. So you have a food truck and a restaurant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That is incredible. That's a feat that not many people can say that they have. So tell me about that transition. What did that look like?
So we got the food truck in like a year ago, actually. And the demand for it was like crazy. And working in a commissary kitchen space, you have to keep booking hours and booking hours. And I was like, I'm just going to step out on faith again and find me a spot. And just so happened, you wouldn't believe this, but I did a festival. I met a young man who knew a young lady who needed mentorship at her restaurant. And by me mentoring her, it allowed me to develop a relationship with her and we became friends, and we tried every avenue to save her business, but ultimately she made the decision to close it, and we did a purchase from her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that works for everybody. So like she
Right,
needed to sell, you needed to move along and do
right.
that. You built that relationship. I love
Yeah,
that. You also mentioned something that I think people who are like, I'm a great cook, I could cook for people, they don't realize or recognize is that you need a kitchen that's licensed.
yeah, you got
You
to have
can't, yeah, you can't just cook out of your kitchen. It's not,
no.
you're not allowed.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so I mean, it we that's how we got our restaurant, just by mentoring her, meeting a gentleman that was doing the same event I was doing through Event Teeny, and Amanda's Barbecue has morphed again to now a restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So which would you say was harder, going from a person who just wanted to cook to being
Hmm.
successful at events, or being someone who's successful at events and getting that actual restaurant? Which step was more difficult?
The person who successful at cooking into these events, I mean, that was a lot of work. Here I am, this girl with this grill in this male dominant industry. You
Mhm.
know, everybody think that I'm making the mac and cheese and collard greens. You know, she's not on the grill. And I had to battle with that still. So I had to build a name
Dang.
for myself, and not, you know, we women, you know, we don't want to appear too strong or too weak or too
Uh-huh.
dominant. So I find this little soft spot just for me to get some respect. That was the hard part.
Well,
Because
you've done it.
Amanda was
Yeah.
my grandma. It wasn't never me. They never thought I was Amanda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because most restaurants, when they're like barbecue restaurants, is usually named after a male or the grandmama. You know,
Oh,
like,
interesting.
yeah, like Hattie's or something like that. So I'm like, I'm Amanda. And they were like, oh, you?
You're too young to be a grandma. What is
Yeah.
that?
They, you know, they was like, they thought Amanda was some 75-year-old woman in the kitchen. I'm like, no, it's me.
Where do you
Well,
where you think we hide her in the back? What is this?
right, exactly. I locked my grandmama in the basement. So that's how it was. It was so hard to prove myself. And then like even going to the festivals, we didn't have like a huge team. So it was like, girl, what you gonna do? It's gonna be 1,000 people at this festival. Can you handle 1,000 people possibly, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
Okay, well
And
then that brings me to another question. I'm sorry, Will.
oh no,
I
no,
just
go
got
ahead.
really excited. So tell me about the menu, because I personally am fascinated with menus because I everybody is so different and they make things so different and they put on their creative flair. So how do you do that and stand out among all the other people?
Well, with barbecue, people always think about like ribs, pulled pork, chicken, and wings, which is a part of our menu too. But a lot of the festivals that we do, it's a lot of dancing, it's like a walking, and they're packed. So I try to make what I call fun flair barbecue, like brisket nachos or pulled pork sliders, poor girl sandwiches, finger foods that you can hold in your hand and
Oh,
still navigate the crowd. Like, I don't see nobody coming to a wine festival wanting collard greens. It just don't fit. You
yeah.
know, it don't fit. So, you know, a brisket, it's easier to walk around with a brisket egg roll or something like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we try to do everything handheld when it comes to festivals.
That's really smart because I struggle as a non-coordinated person because I've got my beer in one hand, I've got my plate of
Right,
macaroni and cheese in the other, and now where is the fork? I'm out of hands.
right.
Like I'm gonna need a friend to feed me, and that's good could be awkward. I don't know.
I
So this is smart. I never would have thought that through
yeah.
though. Like there is a solution for this. Just make things that are easily held.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we like to do. We just make everything handheld. We don't see people try to scoop up the nachos with their tongue. It'd be hilarious. Or you know, they'll take a bite of their brisket, egg roll or something. Like they know how to do it. They know how to navigate this stuff. So we just make handheld fun food and not food that's too sloppy because they be cute, you
Yeah.
know. We don't want you to go home with the sauce drippings or whatever. Some people want extra, but
That's
it's
so
up.
mindful.
Yeah.
I never knew how much like mind space like went into that. That's kind of crazy.
And you can kind of tell by the crowd, depending on the festival, if it's more more, I guess, upper class, we may do sliders or something like that because they don't want to eat too much. Or
Okay.
so if it's something late, we may do a real heavy hors d'oeuvre menu that we just mass the size for bigger portions. And it works.
Okay.
That's really
So,
smart to think of it from every angle, like not just like what are the people doing, but what mood are they in? What kind of
Right?
expectations do they have? And considering that and adjusting for every single event and every time of day, that's
Yeah.
this is the kind of stuff I would never have thought of.
Yeah, it takes a lot. You have to know when you're filling out for when you want to be a part of a festival, do your research. If you can go online and see what the previous crowd did, use hashtags on social media. Somebody posted something, and you can just get a feel of the crowd so you'll know how to prep for that event.
that's a good idea.
Otherwise, we do pretty well, knock on wood. We've been blessed. Every festival, we are so blessed because we kind of know the crowd. We do our due diligence before we just start cooking stuff and say, hey, y'all buy it.
Yeah.
you know, we do our due diligence. But just you got to do your homework. And everything what worked this year may not work next year because now we got vegan on the rise. So we got vegan options on our trucks too.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow. I bet
Yeah.
that's quite an adjustment as a cook, like
Yeah,
how to
we
make
just
that work.
yeah, we have a percentage that we like to go by. Like if we say 3,000 people gonna be at this festival, we may do enough options for like 150 vegans. Cause vegans like barbecue too.
Hmm.
So we try to be inclusive.
That's awesome. So how do you manage you said that a lot of them are big events. So how do you manage the traffic and maintaining still your core values and your mission of meeting with the people and taking photos? How do you manage the high traffic during those times?
So a lot of our things are prepped at our commissary space and it's transported on a food truck to the events. So we come with like maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna say enough food for 500 already. And then throughout the festival, depending on how long that festival is, we can still cook, like gradually cook things and still be cordial. We have a team. I have a wonderful team of like 4 people on the truck. So it'll allow me to barbecue some and go out and speak to some people. Now I can't speak to everybody, but I give them a smile or a piece, or
Yeah.
something like that. If they want a quick picture, I don't want to be rude because a lot of people are so eager to meet you, and then they see it's this cute pink barbecue truck. Then they see me on the back of it. So I'm never rude. I just try to do something to let them know, hey, I acknowledge you. I thank you for coming by. I appreciate your business and my staff in the front. Our mantra is Southern hospitality. I was born in Atlanta. I've been here all my whole life. So I'm a Southern girl. So we speak and we say thank you
Yeah.
all the time. That's always.
It's funny, we're actually representing a solid group of the South because I grew up from Mississippi. All my family's from Mississippi,
Okay.
and Jen's from Dallas, right?
Yep.
Texas.
I'm from Texas. Yeah.
Oh, see?
So little differences, but kind of, get that whole feel for the South across between the
All
three of
right.
us.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's people I think, or maybe this is my naivety, think, oh, I'm gonna have a food truck, I'll go buy a food truck, and that's it. But you make a really good point. It's not yeah, you can do that and you can cook for 10 people and then you can have 50 people just sitting around waiting. That's a great point to go. We've got the truck, but we're also using the kitchen. So we're really taking this and doing it the smartest, most
Right.
uh, organized way, I guess.
And it takes some practice and it takes consistency, because you want your first customer who went around the festival and bragged about those that pulled pork nachos or that pulled pork sandwich. You want your 100th guest to say it tastes just the same. So you want to make sure that you're doing. A lot of people want to just rush and get a food truck. Oh, I want a food truck. I want a food truck. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and people got to know that they can trust you too in the food truck. When they get their food, they want it to be consistent around the board. They don't want their wings to be hot and then they come back and then it's cold. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. No, that makes sense. It's really smart. It's really
Yeah.
smart. It's making me hungry. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed with all. It's just so cool
There's
that
a
you've been able
lot.
to do this. I
Yeah.
mean, I think when you talked with Kat about a year ago, you were talking about about to be getting a food truck, and here you
Right.
are, like moved on from that even. It's just incredible to do that. Also, I tend to think of things as like, all right, how do you get into the event? Am I working with the event organizer, right? But you're putting it back where it needs to be, which is how do I make people happy? Not
Mhm.
just, it can't just be good food. Just good food's not good enough. A lot of restaurants have closed with just good food, but
Right.
you've really considered all that stuff around it.
Because people, I think of it like this. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and we was taught, wherever you spend your hard-earned money at, they should make you welcome. So that been embedded in me. So when people come up to us, even if I'm there or not, they still feel like their money makes sense to spend here instead of, and we are giving them fresh, good food, so that's why we just it was so funny because when I talked to Kat last year, it was like a situation where this gentleman felt like I wasn't, how people see you online and they be like, oh, well, she's just so grandmothery. And he wanted to talk to me for like 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, but I gotta go, still trying to make people feel welcome, but I can't stay here all the time. Got to
That,
go. Got other people to feed, sir. But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I feel like your hard-earned money. I think, especially in these days and time, people are very picky. People will go to, I don't know, we can name drop, but can we name drop?
Sure.
I don't
We
see
can
why
edit it
not.
out if
That's
not.
why people
Yeah, there
go
we
to.
go.
That's why people go to Chick-fil-A. Like Chick-fil-A can have 5 lines around the building, but they still gonna go because they still gonna get that my pleasure. But you like condiments with
That's true. Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Oh, I adopted that. Besides what my grandmama and mom did, but that's
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, it goes a long way. That, and see, we do physical products instead of like food, but it's just
Mhm.
writing like a simple thank you letter. So for us, it's a thank you letter, just handwriting that. So
And
I
they
I
love.
100% agree with you. You couldn't be more on the spot. Is the customer experience piece is not just about making sure that they like the stuff that they got from you. It's making
Mhm.
sure that they understand your business and understand
Right.
that they're welcome and understand that they are welcome to come back and bring more people and they feel comfortable and they want to do that. And I think that you
Mm-hmm.
are proving that you know how to do that very well.
Oh,
And I
thank
think
you.
that's very commendable. So how
Mm-hmm.
I,
do you, what are the, oh, sorry, Will, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I'll name drop too. One of the companies that I always think back to is Trader Joe's, because
Right.
it's all about experience. Same with Chick-fil-A, same with you. It's not just about the thing you get, it's the
Mm-hmm.
experience before, it's the experience
Right.
during, and it's the experience after. And if
Right.
you get all that down, it's hard to keep all that in mind, but you're doing it.
And
Like
you'll
it.
have that customer for life.
Mhm.
Those same customers with our some of those customers have been with us since our $129 grill.
Oh, wow.
I done did these kids, I done did the moms and fathers baby showers, and now these kids are
Oh,
like 7 8 years old and
Ah,
I'm doing their hot dog hamburgers, you know. So now I'm on the I'm Auntie Amanda.
yeah.
It's so funny.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's
So
it's
like,
amazing
yeah.
how our relationships are like we're like family. I call them my smoking partners, and I don't smoke, but I just that's barbecue.
I love that. It's like that home, that comfortable feeling, and it's
Right.
really hard to duplicate. So I love that you do that. I really, really do. So let me ask you this, because I will say that food trucks can get a bad rap sometimes too, because they are hustlers. You have to be a hustler just across the board for a small business. But because you guys, it seems like, have higher booth fees, you have to pay permitting, you have to get health inspections, you have to do all these things that once it comes to showtime, you have to hustle and you are like in it and you have to. So, all that being said, is that what you see as the trend going forward, or do you see that kind of waning? Like, what do you see as far as the trends in events for food trucks and the
Oh,
hospitality?
it's definitely a hustle game because now a lot of people like how um your host was saying, a lot of people are leaving the restaurant industry
Hmm.
and going to food trucks because they feel like it's a lower overhead. So now it's me and 50 other barbecue vendors trying to get in this one spot at this festival. So it's a lot of hustle. You got to hustle out here now because everybody want a food truck. Even
Okay.
people who don't have no experience in cooking, they feel like they can hire a staff and I don't have to cook, it's a lot.
So you don't think that that's waning at all, huh?
Uh, nah, not really.
No. So
Yeah.
uh it's kind of troublesome for somebody like you that does it so well. It kind of gets watered down, and that's unfortunate.
It
And I
does.
and I don't
But you
like
know
that.
what? I don't think they can. I say this. This is my analogy, right? I say that there are like 50 different types of bread in the store. If you like my bread, you're gonna buy me all the time. You get what I'm saying? So even though there's a lot of other different people out there, they not me. They not me. They're not a lot of the organizers know what we bring. They know how we treat our customers. So they kind of help us get put to the front of the line. Not saying we're the favorite, but if you really look at how we do our business, they know that we're professional. We don't be in the crowd drinking and twerking with the guests. So we really are professional. This not a hobby right here. Like this is what we do for a living. So that also set the standards as well. I really feel
Okay.
like it doesn't. I feel like any market can be overpopulated, but they're not you.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I see it, but I don't really worry about it because I know they're not me and they can't bring what I bring to the table.
I love that. And it goes back to you can't have all that without the first thing you said, which is you've got to just stick to it. You
Right.
just got to keep grinding,
You
really.
do.
And when you grind long enough, more people know about you, and those people tell people, and those people tell people. So if you do it right and you can keep doing it right and hang in there,
And you
yeah.
become reliable. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
become reliable. Some people out here grind till they hit a dead end. They grind and they food not fresh.
Oh,
And people know that. Like they can sense that. They
They
grind and they food truck nasty.
oh,
you
yeah.
got to you got to clean sometimes
You
too.
got to do everything. So hustle is okay, but that hustling mindset will run you into a brick wall because something is going to lack somewhere
Yep.
if you're trying to be everywhere.
Yeah, you can't do all of it. And I think, and one of the things from a marketing point of view, I tell people if they're struggling, what you want is people to know you, like you, trust you. And that last part of trusting you is being consistent, is always being there. Not the first time, not the third time, but like when they
Right.
see you 2 years down the road, you're still good because you
Right.
hustle and you balance things out and do all of that. So without that grind, without that patience, it's not going to matter.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Yeah, you cannot lose yourself in the hustle. You have to remain true to yourself and your beliefs, and that is very true because you're right. There's a lot of it's kind of sad. So you probably saw the same thing that I saw, but during COVID, a lot of people thought that they were business owners and they opened up
Right.
their own small businesses and they realized it's hard work. And if you don't
It
have it
is.
in you, then
You are an entrepreneur while you sleep.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You
100%.
never, you have to, like, I have really learned the balance, but it's still like somewhere in my mind, did that email come yet?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But you have to balance, and the like you were saying, you need the rest too. You need the rest in your business, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually. It's a whole cipher
Yep.
for you to be successful.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
about out of time. I'm going to add in one last question. Let's, Will, do you want to add anything or ask any other questions before I
I
do?
don't think so. I could go on for too
I
long.
could
Go
too.
right ahead. If it's still sticking around, I'll bring it back.
Okay. So I guess I just want to know if you could give anybody like your top three best practices or best tips and tricks or something like that for somebody that maybe is getting discouraged. Maybe they're looking to get into a food truck because they've been in a tent for so long and they want a food truck now. What would you suggest to those people?
Um, I would like to say keep the plan, keep the vision. I'm sorry. Keep the vision, but just rewrite the plan. Don't give up on your dreams. Perfect whatever craft that you're doing. Do it every day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes of reading something, chopping, slicing. I don't care what it is. Spend some time on your business every day so you can perfect it to where you can do it with your eyes closed and you can let somebody, you could do it so well that you could tell somebody else to do it for you. That way you can duplicate yourself. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got all of these mini me's in your business that can help you do your business, but never give up because that's not a part of the plan. You know, if
Okay.
you feel
Yeah.
just because I felt discouraged a lot of times. I used to be like, I ain't doing this no more. But you know, it's almost like that saying where if you wipe the towel and you throw it in, God gonna throw it back at you. That's just what you gotta do. You gotta keep your head in the game and just keep going. I would never, like, when I started this, I have to pinch myself. It's so crazy because I still got the photo. I don't know where it's at, but I still have the photo that I first sent Event Teeny. I was so happy to have a profile on your page. I submitted my address with my tent and my grill and my chair. That was it.
Oh, I
They
love that.
they asked me for what my setup was. I was so happy to send them that. And I, even though I got told no, but that I took that no as not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got my first yes, oh, I ran with it. I've been on yes coattail ever since.
I love that so much. I
Yeah,
think
so
that's so important. Those are
It's
such.
so Yeah, it's hard to deal with no. It's hard, but it's a
it,
natural part of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I say no, it's just not right now. It's another opportunity. That's it. Don't take no as a brick wall. It's not. Just read, just look at what you're doing, reevaluate it, and just do it again. That's it. But don't give up. It sounds so. I used to listen to these big celebrities say that, but I feel like I'm a regular smuggler girl. So you can't give up. You just can't. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's
It's no
true.
trick, it's no books you can buy. You just cannot give up on you, period.
I love that. And I love
Well,
your
now,
energy.
I know. Now
I
I'm
can
like, now
talk
I
to
have
you
to
all day
believe in myself.
long.
Ugh.
Now I can't give up. Dang it,
You
Amanda.
can't, because you know what? So many people out here are rooting for you and you don't even know it. Like they really are. They're watching you do what you do every day. And they may not ever say anything to you, but I have witnessed where people can regurgitate everything I have done over the years. And they be like, oh, you just gave me so much hope. Because of you, I went back to school, or because of you, I did this. So, you never know who watching, but if you give up, you may stop somebody else from doing their dream too. So you just can't do it. And
Yeah.
God is sending you your people too. I believe in that. That is my thing. He will definitely send you your people.
I love it. I guess we can't give up anymore. All right.
No,
Well, that,
hey.
that's a great spot. So tell us real quick, where can people find you?
So on social media, I'm Amanda's Barbecue, and at our restaurant that will be opening soon, we will be at 1183 Georgia Highway 54 in Fayetteville, Georgia.
And is your
We're
restaurant
waiting
called
from
Amanda's BarBeeQue?
Yes, and the restaurant is called Amanda's Barbecue. And we're going to be now we're located in the Chevron gas station. It's 1,800 square feet. So come to get your barbecue and get you some gas
Okay.
and
Perfect.
go on about your way.
Okay. Well, next time I come to Atlanta, I'll definitely come see you.
Yeah, y'all come over. I don't forget a face now. I may not know your name, but I'm gonna remember.
Oh, you meet too many people. I'm not going to pretend like you're going to remember my name. That's
Oh,
okay.
trust me.
I'll just reintroduce.
I used to be a teacher, and I remember some faces.
Awesome. Well, thank
All
you,
right.
Amanda. And if we
Well,
ever would like to have you back, would you like to come back another time, maybe?
yes, I would love to. This is so fun talking to you all. And you all are out here changing lives, like seriously, with these festivals and these coordinators and producers you all host on the site. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Just
I did
trying
it
to
all.
bring
No, I'm
people
just kidding.
together. We want to bring people together, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So
It
I'm
does.
glad it's
It
working.
does. I have a lot of relationships from people that I met through event team. A
That's
lot.
awesome.
Yes,
Nice.
ma'am.
All right. Well, thanks so much for chatting with us, and we will call that a wrap, and maybe bring you back
Okay,
when the restaurant's about to start. I don't know,
sure.
becoming
Yes.
a
Would love
chain. I don't even know.
I would love to. Nice talking with you all.
Yeah, it was great meeting you, and we'll talk next time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
How great is she?
Oh, I just love her. I could talk to her all day long.
I know her energy is so incredible. Her passion for what it's about, which isn't the food, it's the people.
Hmm.
That's where her passion is, and she knows like if you stick with it and you do good work, you take care of people, they will take care of you.
Yep. I I just it's infectious the way that she is, just her energy, her positive attitude, and how even though she relents to, hey, yeah, I had difficult times, but I always knew that we just got to keep pushing forward and don't forget that this is the plan. Your plan isn't to fail, your plan is to succeed. So just remember your plan and keep pushing towards the plan. So I just love her to death, and I can't wait. I hope we can have her on again because I'd really like to hear about her update with her new restaurant, and I think that would be such a cool story to hear.
It's so amazing. I think it's hard to find people who aren't either one way. This is really hard, and I kind of gave up, or I'm super happy, and you never see behind the curtain
Right.
of that. Like it's difficult. It's a lot of work. You got to keep going and keep pushing, and just believe. And she brought both of those. Like she continues to succeed, going from a food tent with her little $100-something smoker
Yep.
to the food truck to the brick and mortar. Like it's just incredible.
Yeah, and with her incredible team behind her that supports her, and like she said, she just did everything she could every single day, something for her vision in her business. So she was working on it all the time. So eventually she could just create people that were just like her that could do her job because it was so natural to her that she was able to replicate it with other people. That's incredible. That is incredible because not many people can say that they've done that. You know, a lot of people hire just because they're desperate for help. She seems like it's intentional, like she trains and works with people so they do it within her vision, and that is very commendable. I loved her to death. I can't wait to hear how successful she gets, and hopefully she remembers us when she's a celebrity chef.
Right. It really is. It really is amazing because she has such a unique personality and such great energy,
Mhm.
and that she is aware, like cognizant of that, and aware that she needs to make that repeatable. And she
Yeah,
does. Yeah, perfect point. Perfect
yeah,
point.
yeah, I love it.
Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed hearing the interview. Before we leave you, we'll tell you where you can find us, obviously on YouTube with Aventini. We're also under Aventini on Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And on Instagram and Twitter, we're at Aventini Team. So come and find us there. If you have further points, questions, topics you want us to get into, leave a message there. And yeah, let us know. We'll try to, I don't think there's anything we need to put in the show notes for this. Actually, I'll tell you what, I will link. She did a little video interview with us about a year ago, the one that we referenced with Kat, our
Yeah,
other host. I'll put the link to that in the show notes. So if people
cool.
want to check that out, you can kind of see the growth of Amanda's BarBeeQue
Yeah,
and where she's gone.
yeah, and you can follow her with us. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. And I'm gonna follow her when I drive through Atlanta next because
Yep.
I need to try it. I need to know.
Me too. Me too. See, she's got vegan options. Since I'm kind of veganish, I think that would be great for me. So we'll test it out, Amanda. I'll tell you.
That's perfect. Yeah, I tend to skew pescatarian unless I like see something really good and then I'm like, okay, fine, give me that rib. But I try. I try.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you next week, and thanks for listening.
Thanks so much.
All right, bye.